In today's video, we're going to revisit setting a budget alert for your Google Maps API and also look at setting up quotas for your API usage. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too, and thanks for tuning in to Maintenance Monday number 84 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. Just to give you a bit of background on this topic, back on February 20th in Maintenance Monday, Watch Me Work live stream number 26, we took a long look at how you can still use Google Maps on your Joomla site without even using the API. And of course, the issue for the API is that you have to put in your payment information to set it up and use it. We also saw that Google gives $200 credit each month to your API usage for Google Maps. And the free amount is so high, barely anybody is going to break that. But we thought just in case we would set up some things to make sure that accidental purchases were not made. And so that's what we're going to revisit today. And then we'll do it very quickly and concisely here for those of you that just like the meat of the live streams. And then afterwards we'll head to chat and probably talk more about these things. So if you are watching live, say hi in chat. And we'll get talking in a little while. All right, so here we are at the basicjoomla.com site. Remember, head on over to basicjoomla.com/giveaways to enter for some great Joomla stuff to use on your sites. 106 entries so far this month. All right, so I have some links here that I'm going to be opening up for you. And first of all, let's just say this, that I mentioned the pricing. All these links are in the description of the video below. The pricing for actually using Google Maps API, you will see here how much you get for the different things here on their pricing sheet with the $200 monthly credit equivalent for usage. So there's no restriction on mobile native static maps and mobile native dynamic maps. You can look at all of this yourself. But what we see here is that after using, say, for instance, if you're using Embed Advanced for your app or for on your site, if that's using that API, you get up to 14,000 loads for free. Now, at some point, you want to figure out if you're using, if you're using 14,000 loads of a map on your Joomla site per month, good for you. You're killing it. And as I said before, you're probably making some money off of that, so you can afford $14 for the next 100,000. But all of your apps that you use or all the extensions that you use are not going to be using all of these things. Anyway, so the usage is really, really high that you can get for free each month from Google. Now, because we're setting up payment information to use the API in Google, we want to avoid surprises. And I want to thank, first of all, a disclaimer. I want to say that things change on Google, so you should always be looking for the latest information and updated things. And also, I don't always get everything right. Sometimes I get a lot of things wrong. So I'm just going to give you a tour of some of these basic things and talk about these things. And if you find any mistakes, then just hit me up and let me know. And that brings me to Edza, who watches the channel. And last week he pointed out a mistake in my Google API's Watch Me Work live stream. And that was, I had said that if you set up budget alerts at $1, so that once you spent $1 or a percentage of $1, you get an alert and it doesn't keep spending anymore. I was wrong. The budget alerts just tell you that you've spent a percentage of your budget, but it will continue to rack up charges, as small as they are, if you still continue to go on past that dollar amount. So we're gonna revisit those places where you can see that here on Google Maps API and on the Google console, the apps console. And so the first thing, and as I said, setting an alert does not cap API usage. Let me open up this link here for you now. I do not have my chat window up here yet, so I can't see anything that anyone's saying yet, but sorry about that. I forgot to detach it so I can always see it. Here's a page here that talks about setting budget alerts. And you'll see this red note, which I did not notice before. Maybe it's newly added to highlight things. Setting a budget does not cap API usage. All right. And so it just alerts you to when you've spent so much money. Now, it's interesting because the concept of the term budget is that I've got this much money and I'm not going to spend any more. In this sense, budget is, here's what your budget is, and when you're spending close to it, you get alerts, but if you go over that, you're going to keep spending. All right, so to create a budget, and I'm just going to click on here, go to the Google Cloud Platform console. Hopefully I find myself my way through here pretty fast. I've practiced this a couple times. Yeah, so project info for your app. Okay, CyberSalt safe. I think we're going to go into IAM and admin. And then I think that's how we get to, there's quotas, which we're going to get to. Let me just check my notes here. Just alerts you to spends in progress. Let's see. At this point, I should probably just quickly bring up the chat and detach it here, just in case anyone's pointing out the obvious to me. And there we go. Just over on this screen here. That's not what I want. And pop out chat. Okay. There's so much, as with all of Google stuff, there's so much stuff in here to get lost in and to find your way around in. I'm just going to check settings here. No. All right. Let's go back a few links here and I'll find my way into this. I have... all right. Let's try here. Google Cloud Platform. Click on billing. If you have more than one billing account, go to link billing account. On the left, click budgets and alerts. All right. Google. Click billing. All right. Here we go. Probably back to the same page there. Here we go. Billing. And this project has no billing, so let's manage billing accounts here. And here we go. We're into where we have budgets and alerts right here. All right, so I set up a base budget in that Watch Me Work live stream of $1, and you will see it here. Now, I'm going to click on here, which will take me into it. And so this is my base budget for Google Cloud Platform. Now, again, this is a really detailed setup. So it looks like I would be setting the budget here for all of my Google Cloud Platform costs, and that includes the API usage on Google Maps. All right. And so if you want to set a specific budget for certain things like Google Maps, or maybe you're using cloud storage or whatever all the other things that go in this, you're going to set up a more complex system of alerts and quotas for restricting the use. But here we have base budget, and just as an example, what I had set up was set a budget by entering a specified amount or by selecting last month's spend. And I put in a budget of $1. Now I did not check this cost after credit. Without this checked, it will actually start to alert you on the usage of your API on your free usage. And that's what Edza pointed out. I think I have that right, Edza. If you're watching, you could correct me on that or send me a note. And anyways, more on that later in chat. Also, but if you click this box here, cost after credit, you don't start to get alerts until you actually have used up the free amount that you get with Google each month. And then you'll start getting alerts based on just your actual spend, not the free use and your spend. So cost after credit, you check that. And then what we have set down here is that once you spent 50% of your budget, you will actually get an alert. And so if the reason I set with $1 was, okay, $1 super low. So for me, in the event that I'm using Google API, and also in the event that I have somehow used up that massive free amount that comes each month, now the worst that's going to happen before I get an alert here is 50 cents. And when I get that alert, I can go and I can shut things down or change things, or I can actually start calling everyone and tell them how well my website is doing for traffic. So that's setting a budget for budget alerts. But as I said before, setting a budget does not stop once you reach that amount. So in order to avoid reaching that amount, to using up all of your free use of Google API, you want to set a quota on the use of the API, and then you'll never use up that free stuff. And that brings us to this link here. And so I did not mention quotas. I didn't even know about them. I was not aware of them. I had to look into this since Ed's raised this. And here is a great link, and it's in the description below, about quotas, working with quotas. And you work with the quotas page, gives you a list of all your projects' quota usage and limits, and using the console, which gives you quota information for a particular API, including resource usage over time. So what you can do in quotas is you can say, I'm only going to use the, look up the bicycle riding API. It's actually not named that, but that's what it does. If you have a map and it shows you routes to take a route by bicycle. I'm only going to use that. I don't want to go over and pay for that. So I'm going to only use it X amount of times. You put a quota on it. And what you have to do is figure out here, and this gets a little bit complex, is which API or which parts of Google Maps is your extension using, and how many uses in a month would prevent you from using up your free amount. Now, I think, and this wasn't exactly clear, but you don't get $200. I don't think they give you $200 for each kind of API or each action on an API, like the bicycle riding route or looking for information from near cell phone or something like that. There's a lot of them. I don't think they give you $200 for each type. I think all together are $200. So you have to kind of know what your app is using or what your extension is using, and you actually have to turn that on. So it's not that they're all wild and all happening. You have to add them to your project here on Google Console, and then just figure out, well, what's your free usage, and set a quota to not use more than that in a month combined. So 5,000 bicycle route lookups, 5,000 satellite whatevers, 5,000 JavaScript whatever. You kind of look at the chart based on the price sheet, how much you can use for free, and guess. And so you'll have a combination of quotas, so you don't overuse the API beyond the free amount. And then you also have that budget threshold in the background, that budget alert telling you if you've messed something up or it's gone crazy. But again, I cannot emphasize strongly enough that if you have a website that is using this many calls for Google Maps API, you should be making enough money in order to pay for all the usage of it, because it is so cheap. All right, so let's go down here to actually the quota page. So two main ways to view your quota page. Go to Google Cloud Console, use the quotas page, or using the console. All right, Google Cloud Console, and then we'll click on the quotas page. I'm just trying to keep moving through all of this so that we can get through here. All right, let's go to the quotas. Where are we here? And look at that. You can pin stuff up here. I wish I had done that. Let's go to quotas. Let's look for quotas. QW. All right. Practice this over and over again. There we go. QUO. Quota is not there. All right. Let's see. Check crossed after go. Docs quota. We were already there. Okay, so at this point, this is obviously something I thought that I was going to remember. I want to go to activity perhaps and just see what's happening here. I'm looking for my apps. Don't think that that's going to do it. It's taking a little while here. Should have tabbed that up at the top. Okay, so I think that this, I've gone to, okay, I'll show you how I got to there. I clicked on APIs and services. Here's a list of the APIs and services. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention this. if you are using the API, you will see reports on how much traffic, how many times you are using the API for Google Maps here. And that would be a huge tool to help you figure out what quotas you need or how much you're using. So you could set that up and look right away. Anyways, all right, went to apps, APIs, and services. Sorry, I was kind of stumbling on my words there. I went down to one of my API services that I've set up, this safe browsing. Was one of these down here. You select one, and let's see. We'll do that one. Oh, there's the one that I wanted to do right there. I set it right then. Safe browsing API. And then here on the left-hand side, we have quotas. And here's where you will set what you want your quotas to be. Up here, request more quota limits or view quotas for your other services on the quotas page. We were just there. And here's where you can set them. You have all the different ones that are set up for this particular. I don't use Google Cloud Platform very much, but this particular app that I've set up or instance, and API update API requests per day. How many am I going to use? The limit is 10,000. I can change the limit to 5,000 there. And you get a little warning here. You're reducing a quota limit by more than 10%, which can impact existing activities. So we'll go and change that. And then also API update API requests per 100 seconds, 3,000. I mean, I don't use this. Obviously, I have no usage of it right now. But I just wanted to sort of show you, alert you to that general area, because you can go in and figure this out yourself. And as I have to figure it out as this comes up. You want to set a quota on the use for the different API requests, your update request, lookup, submission, and somewhere in here, maybe we'll take a look at that after I sign off. Somewhere in here, you can add the different kinds of API requests to your project on Google Apps Console. So that is it, Google Apps Console, Google Cloud Console, so that you have all of the API access that you want, and it's set up. You set up your quotas, and you won't overspend. So basically, to recap, I just want to say that if you are using Google Maps API and you want to avoid accidentally spending money, first of all, we'll start with the second point. Go in and set up quotas for your API usage where you have set up access in Google Cloud Console for the extension or plugin or whatever it is on your Joomla site that is actually accessing the API. Go in and set a quota that will not exceed the use that is covered for free by Google with their $200 a month. Set that up, and then you will. What will happen is if you use that all up, I mean, you could set the limit unreasonably low. If you use it all up, your app will just stop working. Your extension will just stop working on your site. Anyways, but of course, as we saw here, as you're using your Google Maps API, you'll see that there's usage graphs that you can check, and you can see really how much you're using or whether you're really in danger of using up all of the free amount for each month. Then also, just as a safeguard, just in case something takes off, or maybe you're working on for a huge client and they have lots of calls, they're going to have to be paying to use Google Maps API. Set up budget alerts, which, remember, do not stop the spend, but alert you that spending is happening, and you set a budget for what you want to spend in a month, and or you set a budget for what you want to spend, and then when you reach a percentage, it will tell you, hey, half of what you were going to spend is already spent. And I've set one that's very low for $1, so that the worst that I'm gonna get an alert once I spent 50 cents, and I can handle that. But again, man, the use is so huge for free here on Google Maps. It is really not going to affect anyone. But I'll get into more of that after this. I think I'm going to wrap up that official part there. We'll move on to chat. We'll post a link for Zoom for anyone that wants to call in. And but I want to thank you for your support of this channel. And I hope that if this is helpful, or if you're interested in other things and other tutorials, other live streams, that you will subscribe and ring that bell for notifications so that you find out other things happening on the channel. So also, I'm always, anyways, I'm going to sign off now. We'll talk more about what's coming up. So for those of you that are leaving, if you haven't left already, thanks for watching. Enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. All right, and for those of you that are still here, I'm just going to say, yes, this Wednesday, watch me work a live stream on Twitch. We will be back. I've missed 3 Wednesdays, 2 because of crises in my business on the server, and I couldn't live stream. And then also, last week I was taking my daughter and grandson to the airport. So I only live streamed once last week, and I think we were only an hour last Monday, and it seemed today like it has been forever since I've been live streaming. So, yes. So a few things that I need to catch up on. First of all, Edza, thanks again for all of your tips, and I know that you have a question, and I'm talking to you even if you're not watching live, because hopefully you'll watch this later. I need to follow up. Hey, remember last week I was telling people, email me, tim@basicjoomla.com to contact me. For some reason, I still have, I've just had so many things going on. Mail has not been going through for that address. And so I need to reach out and catch up with those of you that I mentioned. I need to watch the stream to do all of that. But what I have been doing this week is crunching or taking some time and really getting some things set up for long-term stability on my site and some things in my business that we're getting a little. Once I had to move everything off my old server to the new server, I'm getting everything right. And one of those things is setting up a help desk so that I can track things better. So support@cybersalt.com will be a great way to contact me, because it's going to go into my help desk. For a while I've been struggling, and I didn't want to set up a help desk because it seems kind of impersonal, and that's only me. But the problem is I start getting distracted, or I start getting disorganized is what I meant to say, and I kind of lose contacts with people in my email. So at least now I'll be able to go and also have something that reminds me that, hey, this ticket is open, you need to deal with it. So and the other reason for doing that is my business is growing, just growing a little bit, but having more and more people contact me with one-off requests, and I have that help desk ticket system. So support@cybersalt.com. I don't know if John Moholt, if you're watching, but I'm wondering, and I contact you on Facebook after this if I don't see you in chat. I'm wondering about tomorrow, Tuesday, at the same time for that Zoom call that you had mentioned for us to take a look at Streamlabs OBS. Now that my company has left, I actually had company after my daughter left, which was great, but anyways, now that I want to catch up on things. So if that works for you, John, or anybody else, if you're interested, then go ahead and shoot me an email, support@cybersalt.com, and then I will be able to give you the information on that when it actually happens. My other goal, the other thing too, is because I canceled and bailed on you guys 2 Wednesdays in a row, John asked if there's some way that I could set up alerts or letting people know when I can't go live. And so one of the, as I've thought about, I think the best thing is Twitter @BasicJoomla, and then I will just tweet out when I can't go live or if something changes. I thought about creating a list on my site, but if I can't go live because my servers are down and I need to fix that, or there's an issue with the website or something goofy is going on, or maybe my provider in Montreal, OVH, maybe there's some issue in the data center there, I can't access that list. I could set it up through cybersalt.joomla.com, which is maybe something I might still set up for an emergency page. But Twitter is probably going to be the best way to blast out to everyone and updates or things like that. So I will hopefully I don't have terrible experiences on Wednesday mornings anymore like those 2 in a row that I had. But having gone through that and realizing that I need to sort of have an emergency plan and also alert people to what's going on, then I will use Twitter. I was going to say, though, that I do want to create a bit of excuse me, a bit of a newsletter or some kind of emailing way to contact people about things through my cybersalt.com, through my business. And so anybody who sends a request to support at cybersalt.com, I'll be able to see their address and add them to a newsletter of clients and online friends who do want to receive updates from my business. All right. Oh, hey, and let's post this Zoom link now. Control, copy. If there's anybody out there that wants to call in, there's the link to do so on Zoom. In fact, I'm going to go in there myself right now. Just so no one is in there alone and lonely. All right. Yep, I'm in there. It says I'm talking. Do a lot of that. Yeah, so what else is new? How many people do we have watching here? Let me just check. You're all welcome to lurk, of course. We have 4 watching, so it's good. Ivor, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in today, Ivor. Yes, Ivor, what's shaking? Hey, everybody, what are you working on today? Let's get some topics happening there. Chuck says way too much has been happening. Too much stuff happening for you, Chuck? I know I have that feeling way too much stuff has been happening for me, but hey, while you guys are typing there, for the last couple of months, I figured out that someone was stealing gas from my pickup truck. I always seem to have less gas than I thought that I did. And then one Friday I gassed up. I thought, I don't know if someone's stealing this or not. So I put in $40 in the front tank of my truck. A week later, I hardly drive my truck at all. But the next week I went to go for a drive. I looked. It was down from the 3/4 tank I had in it down to a 1/4 tank. I thought, oh my goodness, yeah, someone's stealing gas. So I stopped putting gas in. In fact, they came back because the next week I got in the truck. I have 2 tanks in the truck, but I got in the truck. There was no gas in the front tank, and I had some gas in the back tank. Anyways, long story short, I put locks on the fuel door yesterday. I bought them from Amazon. My neighbor across the backyard from me made me a 3/4 inch drill with a 3/8 shank. I drilled holes in, I put in the lock, I got everything great. To celebrate, I went and bought gas. And when I went out last night to the truck, I could smell gas. And I thought, wow, did Buddy come along and drill a hole in my tank or cut it or something like that? I looked underneath, and wouldn't you know it, my gas tank is leaking. So what I thought was getting siphoned and stolen was actually just dripping onto the gravel where I park next to the house. And anyways, now I have two nice locks on my fuel doors. Oh, I have a 404 error on cybersalt.com/Joomla Tutorials. Huh. Thanks for telling me that. I'll tell you, when I moved everything over, let's change screens here. When I moved everything over to okay. When I moved everything over from my old server to my new server, when I had that problem a couple of weeks ago, a lot of little things. I have to change this. Just going to open up the ticket here. A lot of little things broke. All right. Let's see what is happening. Here I am in SH404SEF. I'm going to go to 404 requests. And let's see what's happening with tutorials. Tag 4. Boy, that's in there a lot. What's the URL? /tutorials. Tutorials. Type that in exactly. And obviously SH404 is not catching those. All right, so client for tutorials, Joomla Tutorials. All right, well, additionally, 404. Let's check out these SEF URLs, all the ones that have tutorials. Spell that properly. It's in there too much. Joomla Tutorials. That's this here. So there's a short URL there. Maybe, let's see. I'm going to copy the non-SEF there and put this at the end. So paste that on the end. Yeah, all right. I wonder if the category is not published. Let's open that up in a new tab. Close these guys here. Tutorials. Oh yeah, I don't even have that category anymore. That is probably because I moved those over to basicjoomla.com. So what I want to do is create a redirect for that. So how will we do that? I also have to look into why SH404 SEF isn't picking up on 404 errors. But, all right. Let's go to this URL here. And Joomla, I'm just going to copy that. And let's go to, let's do this with an htaccess redirect so it's permanent. So I'm going to go to JSitemap Pro. Okay, Vinny. Vinny says use the redirect plugin in Joomla. Okay, and that is core. Using htaccess would be hardcore. But yeah, okay, we'll do that. Let's do redirect. Do I even have that on? Yeah, okay. So let's see if it's finding here. Basic Joomla. Sorry, Joomla Tutorials. Yeah, we'll make a new one. The expired URL. Enter the URL that has to be redirected. Enter the new URL. So let's go to basic Joomla. Joomla Tutorials. Go copy. Redirects. Put that there. A comment. Because Vinny told me to. Enter the URL. I wonder if that has to be a full URL. Let's check that out. In the meantime, I'm going to go to components and SH404 SEF. That. Go to SF URLs. The filter will still be in there, and I'm going to delete that. Delete with duplicates. Now I have these other URLs here that are all Joomla-tutorials, so I need to create a wildcard for them as well. In the meantime, let's just try what happens here. cybersalt.com / Joomla Tutorials. Yeah, something's not working right on this site because it's not even seeing that redirect. Alrighty, so riddle me that, Batman. What to do there? Well, this would be a case where I will go into Sitemap Pro here, go to htaccess file. There's a boring htaccess file. Man, that's nothing in there. Something got wiped out, eh? A. All right, so let's go over here to basicjoomla.com / administrator. I'm going to log into there to the back end here. And I'm just going to steal the HT access from there. Bit of a delay happening on the channel today here. Components, JSitemap Pro. HT access editor. This is going to be a big ugly one. Control A, copy. And we'll go into here. All right, let's look at everything that we have in here. I do not need anything from, I'm going to leave this rewrite rule here, but everything else down to the Joomla package one I will delete. And then there's the Joomla one there. So hope perhaps by, boy, there's a lot of stuff in there. Well, I did just put I didn't put the full URL. You're right. I could try that. Let's try that first. Well, first of all, now that I've changed the HT access file, let's just break one thing at a time here. Okay, so without the HT access file having the information from Joomla, it was breaking the site seeing that this page was broken. Great. Let's go back and go to redirects, and let's put in the full URL, which would be https://www.cybersalt.com /Joomla Tutorials. Now, it's possible that this is not going to redirect now that sh404SEF is grabbing it. Yeah. Now we've fixed a few too many things at once there. So I'm going to, oh, this is a really cool feature here. I'm going to delete all of, I'm just going to copy this just in case, copy. But look, you can go to a previous version in JSitemap Pro. So we'll go back to there. And so we'll save that. And we'll go up here and hit enter. No, it still, it needs that. So let's go back to the previous version. No, that's why I selected everything. Control A, Control V, Control Z, put this at the end. I'll have to sit down. Again, this is partly why I've been reorganizing and just tidying up things so that things are established. You know what happens is you get so many things on the go, you do just enough, you'll do more later, or you think that's good enough and it's working. And because you have to make money, time is money. But I realized that, you know, very much like in that saying, poor people buy their no, if you buy cheap tools, you pay for them twice because you have to replace them. Anyways, so I thought I just have to knuckle down and just work more concentrated on focused on things here. All right, so if we go to that, still can't see it. I think that possibly, here, let's try this. By the way, the other thing, my cybersalt.com site was down for a whole day before I realized it because when I was switching over databases in the move, I guess I forgot to click save somewhere. So I thought, well, there's good advertising for my business. Let's go into sh404SEF and let's turn that off. Go save. And let's see how the broken URL gets handled here. Okay, so when I turned off sh404SEF, then the redirects did process that, and that did work. And so here we have, it did redirect to there, which is great. Now let's try just for fun. Let's take out the full URL out of the expired URL and see what happens. Oh, yeah, it's still redirected. So that's good. So it looks like you don't need the full URL in redirects, which I guess sort of makes sense because it already knows that you're on there. We'll just ignore what that was because it's processing the domain there. But all right, so did we look at wildcards? This might be a good Watch Me Work live stream topic. Although I've got one for this Wednesday. Email deliverability, it's finally going to happen. Or I'll tweet you if that changes. But let's check that out. Joomla directs wildcards. You can create redirects using wildcards as an example. Oh, this is RSEO. RSSEO. Let's see what this person's asking. Yeah, here we go. It looks like in the meanwhile. I wonder if they're talking about Well, why don't we try some regex in there? Let's put in. All right, so remember, zoom in there. Left brace or bracket dot star right brace is whatever string is there. All right, that's picking up. Make that a string. So then at the end here, if this works, it would be $1. All right, so this string. So anything that has Joomla Tutorials / anything, rewrite the URL to this, basicjoomla.com, tutorials, $. All right, so let's do that. Which means I should be able to, I don't even need to know what's there. I can do this. Let's go Control-Z, put this back. We'll go to cybersalt.com. Oops, all gone. What does that mean, Chuck? Joomla Tutorials and not a page we'll put in there. Now this should go to basicjoomla.com and create an error for not a page. Let's see if what we've got is working. No, category not found. All right, so this is because of SH404 SEF. Did I turn that back on? No, so it did not do that. Oh, there's an error on your end. An error, like, what was oh, okay. I'm still not sure all that was gone, but oh, okay, Firefox. Okay, so that wildcard did not. Let's try to refine. Google redirects wildcards. Gotta find someone that's talking about how to do this right in here. That person's using a redirect plugin. Oh, how Joomla's redirect manager system plugin works. All right, from IT Octopus. Go to redirect manager. Yes, you click on new on the top right. You do the same thing over and over again. Make sure you're entering the old URL exactly. You do the same thing over and over again, making sure that you're entering the old URL exactly as is the redirect manager, but still nothing works. And then you give up on the redirect manager and do your redirects either in htaccess or third-party extension. Yes. So here's a concise and accurate definition of how the redirect manager system plugin works. Redirects from a source URL that generates a 404 error to the destination URL. In other words, don't expect the redirect manager to redirect the page that already exists on your website. The source URL must yield a 404 error, and there's some other obvious conditions for the redirect manager to do its job properly. There must not be any conditions in the htaccess file that redirects 404 pages to other pages. Interesting. Such a condition will run prior to redirect manager. Okay, so and the plugin will not work because it won't see any 404 page. I think he's saying that the htaccess gets processed first. I think if the htaccess goes through everything and you still have a broken URL, then the redirect manager will pick that up. Must be enabled, yes. The source URL must generate a 404 error on the Joomla website. All right. That's not quite the droid that I was looking for. Redirect using wildcards in Joomla. Let's see if this is it. Nope. I'm going to save and close this. And let's take a look at clear. Do we have options? If I want to redirect, okay, so there's http basicjoomla.com. These are really old too, from 2015. If I put that in there, I just pick a new URL. I don't see anywhere to use wildcards. Although we did see that, didn't we? If I select 1, 2, batch update new URLs, let's see. Excuse me. Oh, okay, so this is the batch update a bunch of these URLs to point to one. We saw that a while ago. But this basicjoomla.com /basicjoomla.com, go to getxd.com. That's kind of weird. Wonder what that is. Let me change screens here. Go to the chat here. Just let me bring up whatever that URL is. That almost looks like an old hack or something, doesn't it? Let's go back here. Strange. Well, you know what? These are all very old anyways. I'm going to click on Purge Disabled. And for now, let's go into Sitemap Pro here. And we will say, rewrite anything that is Joomla Tutorials forward slash rewrite. Let me zoom in on this here a bit. Rewrite rule, anything Joomla Tutorials forward slash and anything afterwards, make that a string. HTTPS, make this to basicjoomla.com. Joomla.com forward slash Joomla Tutorials forward slash string 1. So anything ending in Joomla Tutorials something, rewrite to basicjoomla.com, Joomla Tutorials there. All right, I'm going to save that, which means I should be able to go up here, and this, not a page, should go to Basic Joomla now. It did not, but this actually might be my browser remembering it, so not a page. Let's put a 2 on the end there. Nope. I was not expecting to be working on this today. Let's turn this back on. And let's clean the cache. I wonder if it's my here's the Joomla Tutorials rewriting. Bunch of things in there. A lot of this stuff is put in here by cPanel, my multi-PHP. This should work. Why does it not work? All right, well, Joomla. Oh, I have Joomla /tutorials instead of Joomla /tutorials instead of hyphen. Boy, that's fiddly stuff. All right, this should redirect now. There we go. Great, that means, let's go back here to these SEF URLs. Here's Joomla Tutorials, canonical URLs, and SH404 SEF. I'm going to preview that page. When I open it, it should redirect to Basic Joomla. And there it is. Okay, so thanks, Ivor, for pointing that out. And now, through the magic of htaccess, I fix all of those URLs. Which means now in cybersalt.com, I'm going to take, here's Joomla Tutorials /, and I'm going to view 50 items all at once, and I'm just going to delete all of those. Any that still exist as articles, because I deleted, I'm pretty sure I deleted those articles. I will check that right now. Let's see what Joomla. Yeah, all I have is Joomla site maintenance. So I can now delete these URLs out of SH404 SEF. They will not be recreated because they're no longer content on here. Can also go into 404 requests I have nothing in there for Joomla Tutorials because that was not working. Oh, there I do have a bunch of things there. Now here's some weird things here too, because obviously Joomla Tutorials /images /stories od4y.php. These are obviously hack attempts. But these are old, back to 2017. So someone was trying something one day there. But I'm just going to delete any links that have Joomla Tutorials in the 404 requests here as well. All right, a bit of tidying up there. Excellent. And that's all redirecting. And fewer errors. And that man, that's a good catch, Ivor. Appreciate that. All right, so let's close that and that. And let's close that. We don't need that anymore. And that's fine. I probably will go in and tidy this up later on because I have all these if PHP 7 module duplicates. Yeah, I have to play around, experiment with that just to see, because the PHP, the multi-PHP editor and selector in WHM adds all these things to your htaccess, and including, we've seen this before here, this well-known Acme challenge, conditions for when they're testing, looking for your SSL certificate. So, and then here's add output filter type if mod deflate. I don't know if I added that or they added that. Oh, that ends expires caching. JC Optimize put that in there, which I'm not using right now. Oh, JC. Oh, okay, that's quite a bit of stuff that's in JC Optimize. JCH Optimize. I'm not using right now. I'm going to delete that then. Let's tidy that up. Every now and then it's good to go through and check out. As I mentioned, I think it was last week, make sure that your redirect rules and your rewrite URL rules have HTTPS if you have since switched to using an SSL certificate. Otherwise, you're adding to your loop. That was last week's topic. All right, so, and this is a duplicate here too, right? PHP flag display errors off. Session lifetime, no. So many things here from, of course, this could be different versions than from moving around. I want to see if I can break this. I'm going to go back to, no, I'm not going to do that now. All right, so let's save and we'll close that. But anyways, happy to know that that is working better. All right, so what screen are we looking at here? Let's go to chat on the right. And pop that up there, make sure I have that right. Yes, Tim, of course I can break it. Well, yeah, I can break it. It's just, I was thinking, what will I need to do to, all right, sure, what's ahead? Let's go ahead and break it. Let's go htaccess. Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of faith to in me to break stuff. All right, well, here's what we'll do. Let's go to htaccess editor. I want, now this force www is not required now. A rewrite engine on, rewrite rule, Joomla Tutorials. Yeah. And I'm going to delete this at the top. This is the Joomla stuff. We're going to get rewrite engine on twice. And that's one of the things about the htaccess file in Joomla. I put my custom ones I put on at the top, the ones that I make, but I could just hide them in underneath rewrite engine on, but I prefer to keep my stuff at the top. So we'll leave rewrite engine on there twice. I don't even need this one, I don't think. Shorten that down. This is all the queries for rewrite conditions for these things here. I'm going to take out the Komodo ones for the SSL. And I still need to switch screens here so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, and begin custom redirects. Oh, they even have a... So this is where they have for custom redirects here at the end. So they have a little section there. I wonder if it makes a difference. Maybe just for tidiness sake, be good to put it down there. Maybe not. Let's try it all right now. Let's go Control X. So that means I can take out that rewrite engine. And then at the top, we'll go down to custom redirects. Begin custom redirects. All right, let's put them right here. There's a custom redirect right there. All right, rewrite base. Begin Joomla core. Yeah, and then here's more of this rewrite condition that gets put in for the, this is for accessing cPanel. Challenge, yeah, I'm just going to delete that. All right. And here's another one of those things for the, just add so many lines to this. So just taking that out. And then here is begin cPanel and the core. This is to cPanel generate PHP directives. Do not edit. Well, okay, maybe I won't. No, manual editing this file may result in unexpected behavior. That's all right. I'm going to take it out anyways, because I know where to go to fix this. All right, so basically I have the core Joomla htaccess file. I think as we look through everything, although I did add no sniff, which is from a couple of weeks ago. We came out with 3.9.4, I think, or was it 3? All right, so let's save that. Watch the site break. Oh, it's still working. How disappointing. I wonder what version PHP this is running now that I took that out. Joomla Tutorials. Okay, too many tabs. Let's check that out here. To do that, we need to go into cybersalt.com/cpanel. Not secure. Now it's secure. Let's see here. I'm going to switch back to chat. All right, put in my password. Why not? I'll add that. I go down to security. No. Let's go to, let's encrypt SSL. Here's my cybersalt.com. I'm going to reinstall my certificate. See if that does something to the htaccess. Let's see here. It did not. All right. Just kind of curious if down the road when it goes to automatically renew that it's maybe not going to, but it tries in advance and I get email alerts. So if I did break that, That's okay. I'll fix it later on. And also, we'll go back here to PHP selector. That's in software multi-PHP manager. And here's what's running. I have PHP 7.2 as the default system thing anyways. If I switch cybersalt.com to PHP 7.1, I don't have 7.3 on my server yet because the Easy Apache 4, I don't think it's out for Easy Apache 4 yet. Cloud Linux does have it out, but I only have the Easy Apache 4 ones on here for space and for lack of confusion. So cybersalt.com 7.1, we refresh that. It comes up no problem, that's not surprising. We open up the htaccess editor, and there is nothing that has been added. Oh, here we go at the end. They added at the end, begin cpanel generated handler, set the EA PHP 7.1 package as the default PHP programming language. All right, so that did get added, but all that other gobbledygook did not get added in. Which makes me think that maybe that's something that is a past thing, all of those conditions for every rule. So probably we'll open up one of those htaccess files, paste it in Notepad++, and do a find and replace and remove all those rules just to tidy things up. All right, so I'm not going to save that, but I am going to go back here just for fun and switch that back to 7.2 and go apply. And now when I go to htaccess editor, at the bottom it says set the EA PHP 7.2 package as a default PHP programming language. All right, so now that will run on 7.2. So if I understand right, it calls to the server or to the web page here, go through the htaccess, and then anything else runs on 7.2. Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, so I was able to clean that up. Okay. Excellent. All right. Fix some things up. I should probably... Oh, this book and appointment is something I've never finished setting up either, that I bought at the beginning of the year. OS services. Look at that. I have appointments available. Yeah, the little tricky thing here is that I want to make half-hour slots available, but then there's a setting that you put in that leaves a couple of minutes in between appointments. So you're available from 1 to 1:30, and then not available again until 2, although that probably works out well for meetings to flow over. Anyways, this will put appointments in Google Calendar, but it will not take Google Calendar appointments or events and block out times here. So what I'm playing around with too for my hours is I'm just not going to set appointments till after 1 o'clock, because that clears up the live streams on Monday. But also I'm terrible in the morning anyways. Let's see here. Oh, no, look at that. On Tuesdays, I have it at 10 o'clock. Wednesdays, I think I have it at 1. So I blocked out some times, set schedules that are available for each week. I'll have to revisit that again. I admire people that have their businesses well set up. I know how they should be set up, but actually getting around to doing it. Of course, when you're busy working on client stuff and that too, that's good too. But anyways, let's see. So I don't have contact on here. I do have a contact form at the front of this page here, but should put support. Yeah, Vinny, you're working on your website today too. Yeah, and I realized, like the other day, I have a client over in Vancouver, and I'm hosting him. Anyways, he had a hard time uploading. He's having a hard time getting PDFs to display in his site. Look at that, a little bit off center here. And so he was trying to insert them, and I think he was using the image manager button. So he was struggling with that, and he contacted me, and kind of lost track of that request. I thought, oh yeah, that'll be quick. I'll get to it later. So that's why I should have used the help desk. That would help. But also, I changed the layout of the buttons for him in JCE editor, and then I gave him a quick screenshot to show him that he should use the insert a file link instead of an image using that button. And I told him that there were some things that could display PDFs as images on a web page, but it would take some time to set that up. But he could hire me if he wanted. Then he got back to me, and for somehow the font color and font color background buttons had been moved. So I did a quick video tutorial to show him how he can change the layout there. I fixed it for him, but showed him how he could do other things, and he was really appreciative of it. It took me like 2 minutes to record it, and I realized, you know what? That's the kind of stuff that I need to just make a quick video, quick tutorial for my clients and for the channel. Put it up there real quick, and then the next time someone asks that question, I can just refer them to that, and it's there to draw traffic on the YouTube channel and things of that, and other good stuff like that. So it really involves that just slowing down a bit and just doing something that seems tedious, but that is going to pay off in long term, because the big benefit will be is that when people come to my site and it's one, actually up, two, that it's not broken. Well, I should remove that link for Joomla Tutorials. That's how that people are getting to that. That it's not broken. Then when they get looking around, they'll see a huge volume of work, and then then they'll get a better impression. They'll see all that's going on anyways. I mean, all those tutorials and helping clients and the work that we're doing, it's taking place. But if we don't have it represented in some way on our site, people will think, oh, he's not doing much. So, Ivor, is it any way to reduce the bandwidth used by a video that is uploaded in the website account? Yeah. No, I don't think that there is. I think it would really come down to, and this is an area that I don't really know very much about, but the compression of the video. And I mean, when you watch a YouTube video, you can watch it in different resolutions, but I don't know how they do that. Yeah, Vinny's point there, make it smaller. You could make it smaller. If they're not watching it full screen, you could make it smaller. I would think, though, that between YouTube and Vimeo, there's great. That's the best way to serve up videos. Now, some clients, and I think he's, some clients don't want. Some clients don't want their stuff on YouTube. So Vimeo has some really good options as well. Vimeo's nice. I mean, that their lowest level of paid account, you can actually control what domain a video is being played on. Yeah, so reducing the resolution, 480p, MP4 is good compression, and there's also FLV. Yeah, so you could change the resolution. Yes, video. If you can put it on YouTube. Oh, see, logistill.com. Ivor, you can just post links now. I set you to moderator on here, so. Okay, so Logistil. Logistic.co. Okay. Logistil.co. Okay. That didn't turn into a link, but I think maybe just because it doesn't recognize the CO. But anyways, here we go. Here we go. Logist. Let's put 2 Ks in there. All right. KK. Oh, the video in the background. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh, those are cool little things running around. Huh. I'd like to know what those are doing. Yeah, so you want the yeah, this is a video for the back there, yeah. At risk of driving Vinny crazy. Well, first of all, Ivor, do you want to lower the bandwidth because of the cost of the bandwidth on the hosting account, or because you want it to load faster? So it's robots for storing. Cool. Because if you want to cut down on the bandwidth that is being used up for your hosting account, there is a storage both. Okay. This wouldn't really change the speed. Anyways, this is the part where I don't want to drive Vinny crazy because I can never remember this service. Is it OpenDrive, Vinny, that you use? Because we have found okay, hey, I remember, great. We have found that OpenDrive, or we've discussed this a number of times, you can actually store files on OpenDrive and they will give you a URL to that file that you can use as a source. So for instance, you can't do that with Dropbox because Dropbox gives you a link for either downloading or to view it on Dropbox. It doesn't give you an actual place where the file lives that you can use. So I think it would be worth a try to put that video on OpenDrive and then get the absolute URL for it. Okay, so yeah, Vinny's Radio Club episodes on his site come off of OpenDrive. So that would take care of the bandwidth. The bandwidth would not be eating up your hosting. Would not be eating up your hosting bandwidth, but it wouldn't do anything about the size. You know, a funny thing too that you might want to try is, I don't know what the could that video be converted to a GIF? That would be interesting. Because if the GIF resolution, I mean, see it here on my screen, I have a 22-inch screen, so it's pretty big. Yeah, so let's see that link. That the resolution is better as I narrow down. So I'm on a huge screen. But I wonder if you could convert that video to a GIF. That might be even smaller. Oh, that's yeah. So Ivor, there's Vinny's OpenDrive affiliate link. Click on that. I think that I have an OpenDrive account. Oh, I do. Look at that. I have the free one. Okay, and Vinny says if you can use FLV. Yeah, so there's some tips there. I like this storage. What kind of things are they storing in this? And just drive right over top. Looks pretty deep too for storing lots of stuff. Okay, and reduce frame rate. That's, yeah, and this is already has a bit of a jump to it as well. Click, 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 click along. It's, yeah, the frame rate. It's for anything, large storage containers, the companies. That's pretty cool. And they look pretty deep, so you can store boxes on top of boxes on top of boxes, it looks like. Neat. Every teenager's room should have one of those. Just barcode everything. When it throws on the ground, it goes over and picks it up and puts it somewhere. All right, well, let's go back. Well, here I'm going to go menus, main menu, go to Joomla Tutorials, and I'm going to trash that. Do I want to trash that? Maybe I still want that. No, I don't want that link there. We'll see. Yeah, you know, I'm going to go in and leave that just unpublished. Because I am going to empty the trash there. This is Regular Labs better trash. Exit trash. Joomla Tutorials. I'm just going to unpublish it because I might want to later on have a Joomla Tutorials to have a Joomla Tutorials section there just telling people that I work in Joomla. We'll see. I'll just leave it there. But I do need to remember, though, to have that HT access rule. So anything that's Joomla Tutorials, Joomla-Tutorials is not going to show up on this page anymore, which could be confusing down the road. Although when it removed, when it redirected to basic Joomla, I would figure out, oh yes, I must have a redirect in there somewhere. Off topic. There's nothing off topic on these, Vinny. Articles Anywhere is your new favorite extension. Yeah, you've done some crazy stuff with that. Like that one page that you showed us a couple of weeks back that I would never have guessed was just Articles Anywhere. All right, so where do I want to put a link here on my site here? User logon sitemap. I should just create a support. That was the page that you're using that UI kit that showed the pictures of everybody. So it was basically articles, but only show the image. And nothing else was showing, but it was linked, and you could click, and it would go to their image. That was a couple of Mondays ago. Yeah, that one. All right, services. So let's go. I would love to see another use. In the meantime, I'm going to go new, and I'm going to go to support. I'm going to create a menu item link here to RS Tickets Pro, and what do I want to do? Knowledge base article? No, knowledge base. I'm looking forward to getting to know this knowledge base article system in RS Tickets Pro. I was just about going to bail on RS Tickets Pro, but it's the only help desk that I'm aware of that will take, that someone can email, say support@cybersalt.com. It'll sit in the mailbox. It will get the mail and create in the ticket system and create a profile for them. I don't know of any other one that does that. I did ask somewhere. The one thing is that RS Form will not create a profile in Community Profiler, or it's RS Tickets won't in Community Profiler, but anyway, so they have this knowledge base article so that once you, when you're reading the tickets, I imagine other help desks have this too, but when you're reading someone's ticket and you type out an answer, you can then convert it to an article and that becomes content on your page, and you can also later on refer to it. So I want to be learning that, so to cut down on things. Submit form, show the ticket submit form. Okay, let's go here. Probably going to change this order later on anyways, but Akiba, I think Akiba does. Let's take a look at that after let's see here. Make sure that this link is working while it's on there. Support. Click on there. Yep, there we go. Great. Excellent. Okay. Vinny's site, first of all, webhelpwebsites.com. Oh. You were registered another domain for that. Billings, okay. Oh, nice. So these are all articles, eh? And then you've got the mouse over. So you're showing a image. It's nice. Nice. And then it goes to Vinny. Do you ever, when you go meet with these people, send me some Pokeballs? Oh, nah. How you doing, man? Is that you, Vinny?
Yeah, it is. I thought I'd
Let me get my earpiece in here.
Yeah, I gotta mute you.
Just so that
I thought I'd actually just kind of talk a little bit about what it actually kind of entails.
Yeah, sure.
To give people kind of an idea. So this is an article page. This is actually using easy layouts to lay out my. Oh, you.
No, I just switched back to the beginning,
Yeah,
so you can start talking.
Okay. All right. So this is all the articles in the. Oh, this is all the articles in the client section. So anytime I add a client, it will automatically show up with their title and stuff like that. So if you click on a client, these are all different clients.
Okay.
It will show a list of the projects because this is an architect firm. So these are all the projects.
Oh, okay.
These are also articles. So articles anywhere is utilizing this too. And then when you click on one of them, that actually takes you to the project page, and that's being laid out with easy layouts. Yeah, it's not moving.
Yeah, I did there now.
Oh, okay.
You're just on the.
I watched the delay.
Yeah, you've got the delay.
So it's using a module, a slideshow module, and then it's all laid out on the right side, but it's using the client, the location, the budget, and the status are all using custom fields.
Okay.
The client fields is actually using another regular Labs extension. It's the articles, whatever it's called, the other article one. what's that one called? Come on, Tim, you know them all.
Um,
It's the one that links articles for custom fields.
Articles field.
Yes, yes, thank you.
I had
Articles
to
field.
I had to look it up on the list there.
Yeah, so that one uses articles field, and then the other ones are all custom fields that I built. And what's really cool, which one I like the one the most, is the status field. The status is actually two custom fields. It's a drop down that shows different statuses like completed, financing, or fundraising, or whatever. And then below that is the date. So if it was completed, it will actually say completed in, and then the custom field for the date. So I'm really excited about this one because
Cool.
It's designed to make it very easy for them to add their own projects
Yeah.
just by filling out some forms.
And you're using the feedback, user back from that you got from.
I am, because this is actually this is actually what I use to host a site when it's not live, but they
Yeah.
can still view it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. So this is what I've been working on. So it's not structurally, it's not set up a lot of the way I want it to,
Yeah.
but it's for testing purposes. And
Yeah,
then
the functions there.
if you go to our work,
Your voice is your audio is really crackly. By the way, I don't know.
is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Here, let me turn on the mic and see. Say something.
Say something.
Well, say something else. Say more than that.
Okay. What else do you want me to say?
Well, I just want you to keep talking so I can hear if it's crackly.
Okay. So what I was saying is that if you go to our work, and if it's crackly, I don't know. It's probably on my end, I guess.
Maybe it stopped, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's your headphones.
Well, yeah, that's what I was wondering, but it's not crackling in my headphones now either.
Oh. Well, if you go to our work, that actually, and there should be an academic underneath it.
Yeah.
And if you go to academic, that's just using articles anywhere, but instead of pulling stuff from categories, those are all pulling stuff from tags.
Oh, okay.
And so some of the boxes are laid out in a grid style that's all done with UI kit. The where their titles are is all UI kit is an overlay.
Yeah.
And then what the title of each one says is it's the article name is the first part, and then the second part is in parentheses is pulling from the custom field of who the client is.
Okay.
So I'm pulling multiple sources that looks like it's just the title, but it's not necessarily the title, strictly the title of that article.
Cool.
So articles anywhere allows you to pull information from a number of places
Yeah.
and display it how you want it to. So I'm really excited about that.
Cool. And you started crackling again, so it is you.
Okay. Well,
But that's okay. No, that's really neat.
I just thought I'd pop on just that way I could talk about it rather than just try to type it all out.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So
No, that's really cool. That's cool that it's pulling this stuff from different places too, and putting them all in there together. So that's a great.
It just opens up the possibilities. I don't like now that I'm working on my own website. I'm not pulling the information from like the category blog section. The category blog I find is so limited. So
Yeah.
I shut off all the automatic stuff that Joomla has set up,
Mm-hmm.
and I use articles anywhere in the blog description, and that's how I display the information from the category.
Cool.
And I only have to set that up once.
Yep.
So
Yeah, no, that's neat, and that's good to see because a lot of see how people are using other extensions, and especially with Peter's stuff with regular labs. Sometimes it's like, well, this is cool, but what's it for? And then you start seeing other people using things go, oh, okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't until the day he was in chat just playing around when you were talking, he was just playing around and I was watching him do it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, now I know how I can use this program.
Yeah.
That was my aha moment. All right, I'm done talking. I'm going.
Well, that's all right. So what's new with you, man? You haven't been sending me any Pokemon gifts for a while.
I haven't actually logged into that program for a while.
Yeah, I need to do it for like I forget how many more days till we're like super duper friends and I get a ton of points. And then you don't ever have to play again if you don't want to.
I just don't have time right now.
Ah, that's all right.
I have been really, really busy.
Good.
I started working with this keeping track of making a list every day and then just do on my list,
Okay.
So I break projects down more.
Okay, so Ivor mentioned about Akiba having a ticket system, and so here I am on the page, and they have a core and they have a pro. Let's check this out. All features, multiple nested support categories. Yep, public or private tickets. That's cool. Forced public or private tickets per category. Submit tickets over the web. Submit tickets by email. That's what I want. Open tickets manager. Automatic ticket system. Okay, I want to see more about the. First of all, what's the cost? €50. Okay. Support. Documentation. I want to see about submitting by email.
The one thing I can say about like some of these companies like Akiba and Regular Labs, when they have a pro version and I'm like, do I want to spend the money on this? I trust that the program is going to exceed my expectations.
Yeah, Mary just chatted. She said she tried the Akiba one and it just ended up being too complicated. Well, what do you use, Mary, or anybody else who's using one?
I'm using Mary's suggestion and using the forums.
Oh, the forums, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm using, and with a combination of user back.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so Mary's using Kunina Forum. Let's see, email.
And I, of course, always give Mary credit when I say that I use the forums.
And she's using userback as well.
Yep. So her and I are in simpatico.
Yeah. And Chuck prefers forums. Okay. My main thing for I want people to be able to do is to just email support and.
Well, that's a contact form. They got that built into Joomla.
Yeah, I know. But then to be able to, I need something that says, "Hey, it's been 5 days and you haven't done this." That's what I need.
You need like an assistant.
Don't we all need an assistant?
I have Alexa.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me. Remember weeks ago we were playing around with Zapier. I was playing around with Zapier and I had all my mail sent to basicjoomla.com. I'm wondering that's why my basicjoomla.com mail is not working anymore. It might actually all be going to Zapier somewhere. Mary turns the email into a task or event in Thunderbird. Okay. Yeah, there's so many cats to skin so many ways. Installing, manually updating the install for upgrading core automatic updates, request support to Control page options, custom fields, categories, tickets, canned replies. Yeah, you don't get canned replies. Yeah, that's. I mean, for me, I think that having be able to just add things after I fix them up, it just automatically is nice. But I guess you could just make an article. But yeah, I would like to be able to just direct people to something and find it easy. But guest tickets here, that's probably what I'm looking at here. Unregistered guest users can create tickets as long as the guest users in Joomla are visitors who are not logged in. They do not have a user account yet. Okay, here's how's this feature work. When the user will need to provide an email address and a name. But is that the same as someone emailing and it creating a ticket? Hard to say. The other thing too is that I have a client that we want a help desk system for to help them manage requests that people can go into as well. So oh yeah, Mary, I saw that you liked that post on Facebook. So we'll check that out in just a second. Get back to the features page here. Submit tickets by email. Akiba. Let's see here. Control. Let's see. Here's what we're looking for, maybe. I have set ATS to create new tickets via email. I want to test it in local check user. That's not that one. No. Let's see this question here. On my site, I'd like to create a form that can create a new ticket. See, I think it just keeps coming back to talking about doing it using a form. Keep it back up. Fetch email for replies and new tickets. Okay, allowing users to create new tickets or reply to existing ones via email requires Kiva ticket system to somehow periodically check for new email and process it. One way is using the system plugin discussed in the previous section with all the downsides discussed there. The other way, and much more reliable way, is using this. All right. Well, something for me to check out on that. All right, let's check out Mary's mentioned this, and if I remember right from the Facebook post, this is something that works with the core, but it makes it a lot easier for people to add articles. It's called D2 Content. Let's see. D2 Content is a free component for Joomla that helps your customers manage and edit items more easily. D2 Content works along with Joomla's standard articles manager, com content, and with your existing articles. Okay, and Mary's got another link there for integrated ticket management. Okay, we'll check that out too. So add the meta description just beside your component. Easy design. Never forget your intro image again. Improved UX. Mary, does this would this still work with J2 Store? Have you looked at that to see if J2 Store tab still comes up if people are going in and editing articles? Joomla is great. Joomla gives you all the options you want. Okay, so it does, good. But for normal users, that might be too much. So Joomla has 76 fields, 6 tabs, custom fields, and plugins. D2 Content has 9 fields, 1 tab, plus custom fields and plugins. With D2 Content, we're solving these problems. Only the fields you need, all fields at once. Works with custom fields, intro, image. Okay, let's see here. D2 Content articles. Okay. Cool. Some custom fields, tabs, that's nice. And here we have, oh, and an intro image. Oh, showing the intro image in your article manager. That's pretty cool. That is cool. Articles, new, D2 Content articles, yeah. Neato. Yeah, that could be really nice for just showing people where to put things in and just keep going in and fill everything out. All right, so let's see, coming soon. Change the layout of editor. Only show the buttons that you need. Customize tiny mice. I've always called that tiny mice. Tiny MCE. All right, what's their D2 Content Pro? What's the price for that? It says D2 Content Pro will be released a few weeks after D2 Content Free, so probably in March 2019. So it doesn't look like there is. Got D2 Content Pro. Yeah, so it's not released yet. Cool. That's a really nice layout for articles there. Yeah, it's funny because Joomla is so great for those of us that are building sites or showing other people how to use sites. We have the knowledge of what all the different options and drop downs and all kinds of stuff does. But for someone that's new, it can be overwhelming. And yeah, exactly, Mary. We'll help with people who are overwhelmed. Excellent. I'm going to leave that tab open. Now you also mentioned Store J extensions, their integrated ticket management. Oh, wait a second here. I like these people. This is same ones from Sitemap Pro. Integrated ticket management. You would own this if it had automated responses. JChat Social Enterprise is first fully non-hosted video chat solution for Joomla to offer peer-to-peer HTML5 video chat in HD without the need of browser plugins, Flash-based systems, or intermediate servers to ensure top performance. Back to the future with JChat Social Enterprise, the first video conference for multiple users, SkyBridge integrated ticket management system. Okay. They have a video here. Oh, they have a bunch of videos. I don't know if we're going to play all, but... So there's someone goes on their chat. Put in their email. Turn that music down a bit. This video is created by SoulThink SWF to video trial version. Whoops. All right, here's ticket management. Go in the back here. So Mary, here's another one starting here. By automated response. Yeah, I know you can't. I figured you could hear me drumming, but that's okay. You want a little bit more music there? Mary, what do you mean by you'd own it if it had automated response? You mean does it not let people know once it's submitted? And my drumming was awesome. That's the best part to hear. This is demonstrating their chat. I like the video chat part there. And this is showing that it's it's responsive and mobile. Or maybe they just have a little section grabbed here. All right. These videos are from 2014, and this looks like one we've already seen. Here's a demo. All right, well, yeah, it does look fun. Yeah, just to have that for people to go on. You probably don't have the connection for the video stuff, but the real-time live chat stuff could be interesting. Especially if there's some kind of alert to your phone or something. 49 euros. 5 out of 5. SkyBridge. Set your Skype ID. Oh, okay. Skype Bridge. Why did I say SkyBridge? Set your Skype ID and you are ready to receive Skype calls from other users. Vinny says, Facebook does that. Not Facebook itself, but there's an API that can do that on your Facebook page. Cool. Private messaging, social login, media objects, advanced themes, File attachments. Send attachments to other users from your file system with just one click. Ticket and help desk. Operating system alerts. Instant language translator. Social. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. Instant language translator system allows you to translate instantly each message sent to the other party into another language. So you could probably pretty handy for starting a war. Now, Ivor says that he tried, is that the Facebook thing that you tried, Ivor, and it had too many options, or was it the this one that we're looking at here? And I saw earlier that Mary said that Akiba was too, what did you say exactly? Too complicated. Yeah, you know what? But having this chat, that would allow me to, well, I guess if people, yeah, I can always have support. I can just always, I'm going to have to rethink this whole process of what we're doing here. I have a client that might really like this real-time chat, though. Chat everywhere and with every device, mobile and responsive, and with every devices, mobile devices and responsive templates are supported. Let's check out reading some of this guy had no problems recommending it. 100% money well spent. Support is awesome. One of the best communication tools in my Joomla arsenal. Oh, the one that, oh, okay, so the one we're looking at, Ivor, you, I'll just follow back up there and read that. You did try it, but it had too many options for you. It might be you that's not complicated enough. Well, no, you don't have to worry about spelling. Yes, well, that's, isn't that the case, though, with so many things that we use? We just use them a little bit, so... Yeah. Well, I'll have to ponder that. Okay, well, yeah, once again, cool stuff. I missed you guys. I missed having my Wednesday fix on the Watch Me Work live stream. So, anyways, I did not have breakfast. And it's 1 o'clock here in the left coast of Canada. Hey, did you know that British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, and California probably, I'm guessing the way it looks, will only be switching their clocks two more times. Probably in the fall will get switched back an hour, and then next spring forward an hour, and then I think we're all opting out of the time change thing after that. I know Washington has just voted to do it. British Columbia, the other jurisdictions, the other states and province are talking about doing it all at once, so the whole Cascadia time zone. Although I don't think the Cascades go down to California. Could be wrong. But Cascadia, it's Washington, Oregon, and British Columbia. They actually considered forming a country many years ago, which... it doesn't seem too crazy because we're between the Pacific and the mountains, so there's a unique culture and lifestyle and geographical mindset to that. But anyways, we might be opting out of that time thing. Europe also, Ivor says, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's, I know there's I have a friend in Pakistan, they don't change their time at all. And we have a province here in Canada, Saskatchewan, it does not change. in its time. So yeah, anyways, that would be cool. I think it would be nice. But anyway, so that just popped into my head, probably because, like I said, I haven't had any breakfast. So let's see, that chat should pop back up on there. It's supposed to be there. Chat on the right. Oh, we'll see. It's not there. Anyways, well, I really enjoyed this, everybody. I hope the clarification at the beginning with the Google API was is helpful to somebody out there who's watching, just simply because everyone's been talking about it, and this the whole thing about alerts was about a budget alert not stopping your spending. I thought I'd better get that out. So I thought it'd be a good topic. I didn't want to do a whole Watch Me Work live stream again on that. Anyway, so on Wednesday at the same time, UTC 1800, we'll check out the email deliverability, get things all tickety-boo there. I've had so much experience working with that stuff in the last couple of weeks, moving things from one account to another and one server to another. It's been pretty mind-boggling. Anyways, but I figured that's good. Burn it right into my brain so I can help do things. Good. All right. Well, all things going, Lord willing, I will be here Wednesday morning. We'll finally get that live stream together, and we'll see what happens also as I get my act together on some things here. So, hey, everybody, thanks for your help and for sharing and show and tell, and also helping me find some stuff on my site there. I'm just hanging out. I guess that will be it until Wednesday. Watch Me Work live stream, email deliverability. So, thanks again, everybody. Enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.